And you've got Pradeep Gupta keeping his prediction in his pocket saying it's way too complicated, there's no way I can tell you who's winning. I want to introduce you to our guest joining us for this special broadcast. Veer Sanghvi is back with us. Veer, have you ever seen this happen where you got a leading pollster basically coming out and saying, I just can't tell you who's winning?
But I mean, isn't that honest and wise rather than taking these bets? Because we know that polling is not an exact science. All it can show us is the direction. But it can't show you two completely directions. One person shows you a wipeout, another person shows you victory. And what's very odd is that many news organizations in their Bengali channels are running polls which say that Mamata is winning. Yeah. In the Hindi channels are running polls. Yes. Well, two which I won't name, but two, yes. Which have Bengali channels, they predicted Mamata victory in Bengali channels.
Kanchan Gupta, today's Chanakya giving the BJP hope 192 and a 10% surge in vote share. But it's just that the other pollsters like People's Pulse were saying the opposite.
No, I don't want to comment on what other pollsters are saying. But if we are looking at the today's Chanakya poll, it is, I mean, the closest to it is the Matrix poll, or one of the polls which showed the TMC not performing well enough. Now, I personally feel today's poll is closer to what's actually happened in West Bengal. The numbers may or may not hold, that's a different thing. But if you look at the caste-wise breakup, if you look at the SC/ST breakup, if you look at the OBC breakup, I would suggest that the Bengal voter is now realigning himself or herself with the national voter. So there's a realignment of caste votes, community votes happening in Bengal, and that is why you find such a
So Bengal joining the national mainstream.
Yeah, so that's why you find such a huge support among the OBCs, among the tribals, and the SC vote is I think it's a very realistic assessment over here. It's a near 50-50 split given Mamata Banerjee's own entrenched support among
Jayanto Ghoshal, you've been working the phone, speaking to senior leaders in the Trinamool Congress. Are they on the back foot? Are they concerned, or are they projecting a lot of aggression and confidence?
You see, this exit poll, this pluralism of exit poll results, this is also affecting the TMC leaders also. They are human beings. Sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are sad. So now seeing this poll, BJP will be happy, TMC will be unhappy. But one thing from the ground zero, I am telling you, since yesterday, TMC at today's morning, I mean, there is a change of mood.
In what way?
They are now, last night, Abhishek Banerjee held a video conferencing with all the district presidents, and that said that election is not over. Actually, we are confident. Go to all the villages, the strong room. Protection is our duty. And if this survey is correct, then it can be 250, 260 of BJP also. Yeah. Because Muslim vote, I don't think that Muslim vote will be splitted, women vote completely away from Mamata, because it is very difficult.
Mahua, this is your home state, so a lot of prestige riding on what you say. That being said, the fact that you've got pollsters swinging in different directions, even in Tamil Nadu, everybody is saying, okay, Vijay is doing well. The question is how well. That's the question. Nobody's swinging from one end of the spectrum to the other like they are in West Bengal.
See, that itself is a bit suspect, Rahul. Because...
Suspect why?
In the sense that if you are doing a poll on taking the same, timeline of just when the elections got over yesterday to now, maybe 24 hours, whatever it is, you use the same timeline, that same band of time, and then somebody is finding out that BJP is actually sweeping West Bengal, and the other person finds out that
Trinamool is sweeping.
Trinamool is sweeping. I mean, who's speaking the truth in that case? I mean, not the pollsters. I am saying that means the respondents must be misleading the pollsters.
And Pradeepji is saying that they are not talking to them.
And yeah, that's true.
So much.
Shankar, have you seen something like this ever? You've been involved with lots of research for a long time.
No, I've never seen a pollster coming back and saying that the respondents didn't speak.
Pradeep did it once before also, when you were with
Sure.
previous
That's
channel.
fine.
So there too he had said that it's too close to call and therefore I shall not call it.
No, but here he's saying
No,
it's not
he's
too
saying
close to
not
call.
getting data. That's different. So I have one statistical question here.
Right.
If all the elections where regime change has happened in Bengal were happened with a sweep,
Yeah.
But that's not
and
true.
Konchan, আমাকে বলে দেবো।
Rahul Shon.
If all the elections, the regime change happened with a sweep, and we assume that there is a sweep, maybe this will happen, maybe there is a statistical possibility, maybe all the Muslim consolidation happened and the Hindu consolidation in the Western UP mold, the Meerut mold might have happened, all of that is there. But if it is not, then the middle of the road polls all have to go home, because then that doesn't sit tight. That means Mamata will be at 150, 160, whatever, and the BJP is
So
back.
let me show that to our viewers. I looked back at electoral data with the NDTV Data File team going back to 1951. We looked at all polls. We said how many assembly elections have seen voting in excess of 90%. So there aren't too many. West Bengal has recorded the highest polling India has seen. That's a record in its assembly history. In Nagaland and in Tripura have been polls where the polling percentage has been more than 90%. In most instances, it's the incumbent government that won, not the challenger, the incumbent government. The incumbent government won in most of those instances. Only in two instances, once in Tripura when the BJP won the first time, the voting percentage was more than 90%, and that is when the incumbent was voted out. Jaimrig, the fact that there are very few instances of polling more than 90%, very few instances where the incumbent's been voted out. In the large part of these cases, largely in the northeast, the incumbents actually benefited.
Yeah, now see, this also indicates a model where a party tends to entrench itself into the state apparatus very deeply. So it actually becomes easier for a ruling party to command a higher turnout, beat anti-incumbents and come again to power. See, this was the model of the left in Bengal. I'm not amused. We saw a mirror image of that in Tripura. They were there for a long time.
Vasudha, but
One more point the incumbent winning has another thing. In the last six or seven elections, if you look at it, wherever there has been a direct benefit transfer to the women, the incumbent which had instituted the direct benefit transfer has won, which is Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, which was supposed to lose the Bihar.
But DPPs
everywhere.
are a more recent phenomenon.
No,
Let
I'm
me
saying
show
in
that.
the limited.
let me show that
contemporaneous.
data to our viewers on your screen right now. The query was going back to 51, how many polls have shown more than 90%? Very few, largely in the northeast. Tripura in 1993,
In Maharashtra.
the CPM won.
Higher promise.
Nagaland 1998, there was no change. Tripura 2008, no change. The incumbent won. Nagaland 2013, no change. Tripura 2013, no change. So essentially just the first time the CPM won in Tripura in 1993 and when the BJP won in 2018, those are the two instances where the incumbent changed. In the other instances, Tripura and Nagaland, again Tripura and Nagaland, where there was polling more than 90%, the incumbent won again. It was different parties, NPF in one case, CPM in the other, Congress in the other. This is a very interesting data set because it makes the point, Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, that in instances where there has been more than 90% voting, it's the incumbent that's traditionally, it could change of course, but in the past it's the incumbent who's benefited.
In the past, wherever these data is coming from, the incumbent has also been in charge of the security apparatus. Here, the incumbent government has not been.
Very well said.
So there is a possibility that the verdict may flip, despite the fact that the incumbent government at least has a state police, but the state police had played in this elections a secondary role compared to the CAPFs.
Let's get a sense of the mood in the different formations. Padmaja, you've been speaking to lots of people across West Bengal. What's the mood in both political sides according to you at this moment?
Rahul, there was a very interesting picture yesterday, and after polling, it was a very high voltage election for both Mamata Banerjee and her challenger Shubhendu Adhikari. They are both against each other in Bhawanipur. Now, a lot of people who were watching the visuals come in on TV yesterday, did remark that it was very unusual for Mamata Banerjee to be up and about, and maybe Jayantoda can correct me if I'm wrong, for her to be up and about, going from booth to booth at 8:30 in the morning. Usually she is known to get out around noon, and she goes and polls around, casts her vote around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So she voted at around 4, but she went across the city. She went to Bhawanipur, went to 2-3 booths over there, and there was a little bit of an altercation also. On the other hand, yes, you had a Shubhendu Adhikari who's been very aggressive. In Bhawanipur, he was jeered again and again, booed by TMC workers. There was this Joy Bangla versus Jai Shri Ram face-off. But after that, he made it a point to, have that image of him. He went to a TMC booth, by the way, picked up their bottle of Coke and drank from it. Then, he said, ki theek hai, chunav ke baad hum sabko miljul kar hi to rehna hai. So he's trying to give that impression that, I am very calm at this point. Whereas Mamata Banerjee is more rattled. And I think the focus in all of this is the seat of Bhawanipur, which at this time, everyone seems to think is not going to be a cakewalk.
Vasudha, you've been speaking to the top BJP strategists. Do they think they have this in the bag, or are they nervous?
Well, Rahul, I agree with Pradeep Gupta when he says that Bengal, it's very difficult to get Bengalis to vote, because even in 2021, I came back home thinking that the BJP is winning. But, it didn't happen. So there were administrative conditionalities. There are also, the sentiment gets misread, because I had to spend double the time that I would spend otherwise in other states to sit with women and understand, because they would continue saying that we will vote for Bhajpa party, we'll vote, and then they'll say at some later point in life, right? So it was very difficult for me to get that thing right. And when I speak to strategists now, there's always a little less confidence that they have in Bengal as compared to other states. They say that jab tak wo vote jaake, register na ho jaye, Bengal ke bare mein kuch nahi bol sakte.
Can I just add to this? When Pradeep Gupta says that this time he found fewer people willing to speak to him, respectfully, I find that a little difficult to believe, because if there's one thing that I found remember we were speaking about it, that it was almost alarming how much people wanted to speak up this time. It's almost as if there was some pent-up emotion, and they finally felt they had the confidence to speak. In fact, in this experience of how earlier you had to sit with people and, get them confident enough to open up to you, this time, and a lot of parties also send their people out to gauge the mood. So there is a sentiment also among people कि ये party के लोग हैं. So I spoke to one woman in Darjeeling, and she told me, दीदी मेरे को देती है लखीर भंडार, तो दीदी को वोट दूंगी. Then the camera shut. Then I was getting into my car, and she walked up, and the person who I was translating for us, he said ये कुछ बोलना चाहती है. She said कि मुझे लगा कि आप TMC पार्टी के हो, तो मैंने दीदी बोल दिया, but मुझे बोलना नहीं था. मुझे लगा पार्टी के आदमी हो. So this also happens, which, to be fair to the pollster,
some of these people also thought, I must tell our viewers, that Padmaja is from the United States. They thought, ये American madam आ गई यहाँ पे. Hey, Padmaja, tell us about that. What was that?
That did happen.
Yeah.
So it has happened, and funnily it has happened multiple times. It happened once to me in Kashmir, but anyway, that's a different story. In Bengal, so I was standing in a crowded place, and one person in Hindi asked my camera person, गोरी है अमेरिका से आई है, and I was like, भैया मुझे सब समझ में आ रहा है आप क्या बोल रहे हो. So that happens. So often people think that you have some motive in asking this question, so they will mask their opinion.
What she said is of profound importance.
Yes.
Because
अमेरिका से आई है कि नहीं आई है? नहीं अमेरिका से नहीं आई है. Okay, go on.
I realized during the 1993 elections in Himachal that when people are in a certain fear psychosis mood, they try to throw red herrings at you, or they are surveying you while you are surveying them.
Interesting.
And I think Pradeep Gupta's interviewing style should not be confused with any other pollster. He has his own intuitive approach.
And the problem she's saying is real. People first, if they know you've come on a formal official probe, they will simply refuse to tell you the truth. I mean, this is a problem.
Let me draw your attention.
It's poker. It's poker.
Wait a second.
Because Jay said something. What Pradeep said yesterday is that during the first phase, people were reluctant to speak to him. Now, I understand that, because in the first phase, the fear factor would have still been there. People were not too sure how much the central forces would be in command, whether the party strongmen would be out in large numbers, whether they would be allowed to vote. So there were various questions. But because the first phase went so well, the second phase, people would have been less reluctant to speak because the fear factor would have dissipated.
Yeah.
This is my understanding.
Did you find this, Mahua, when you were traveling across West Bengal, the reluctance of voters to speak? Padmaja says when she was traveling, people were more than forthcoming wanting to come and speak. Even when I traveled in the bit that I did, I saw people wanting to come out and speak. It wasn't as if they were running away, not wanting to talk. 1 second, Mahua.
I'll say that because it didn't happen with me, because first I was not traveling anywhere with any cameraman. I was traveling as if I was just an ordinary person.
No, but Axis is not traveling with cameras either.
No, I am saying.
And language also.
I'm saying, and then because I know the place and I know the language and the nuances, I kind of try to blend in. So I face this a little less than usually the probing questions that will come from somebody who's not locally connected. So that bit of difference is there, and the fact that nowadays everybody wants to speak because everybody has a phone, everybody's on video format on something or the other, so they are very upcoming. I think Veer will be able to tell us about this much better. 30 years ago, people would shy of speaking.
Experience.
But
Do you see that change, Veer?
no, in fact, I found that this time, at least in Calcutta, the problem was not getting people to talk. The problem was shutting them up. All they wanted to do was talk.
May I add my experience? One sentence, Rahul.
Yes,
May I
Chen.
add my experience traveling the districts. BJP supporters were vocal this time.
Yeah.
They are balle mood. TMC supporters, they are silent.
Yeah, but the key point remains that a pollster's job is to read the silence, not the speeches.
That's true.
And that's why Pradeep Gupta is keeping quiet. Because you have to interpret the silences through systematic questioning and with a sense of intuition. I say that again. EQ is as important to an exit pollster as an IQ.
No, so I have this one other data I want to show. This is about the two tsunamis. We'll do a heat map analysis of West Bengal, and it shows a very interesting trend. The trend that it shows is that the maximum concentration of voting happened either deep south in West Bengal or it happened up north. And while there was extremely high polling across the entire state, but essentially the maximum concentration is deep south and up north. So here you see on your screen now, in the darkest shade of purple are seats where the voting percentage was more than 95%. There were 67 such seats, largely concentrated in the south and also in the north, along largely the districts bordering Bangladesh. 190 seats where the voting was between 90 and 95, those were spread across, but the maximum concentration in the south and up north, leaving the question to be asked, whether there are two tsunamis blowing in West Bengal at this moment, a southern tsunami blowing this way and a northern tsunami coming down, and do those two tsunamis have two different outcomes and two different verdicts?
No, if there are two tsunamis, they are going to point in the same direction.
You think they'll point in the same direction?
Same direction, given the state's tendency to only go for decisive mandates. So I think they'll point in the same direction. I also believe that both the northern and the southern corners giving the same high turnout is actually a manifestation of a one-way will. Now we don't know what that will is.
Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, your reading of the Datafy heat map analysis of voting patterns, southern excessive extreme voting, northern excessive extreme voting, and that by itself is very revealing.
Yeah, that is there, but when we actually say 90 to 95 and 95 and above, we are really, it can also be 94 and 96, they are in separate categories, but they are virtually within handshaking distance in terms of turnout. So I really do not know whether we should have such minor different sections. Anything which is above 90%, I think we should treat it as one single block. That's the way I would like to look at it. Yeah.
No, but it does make a point.
There's just one little point which I wanted to add about the previous debate about Pradeep Gupta's thing. I've had the fortune of being a pollster at one point in my career, along with the CSDS team, way back in '98. So I was there in Ottawa for a by-election with the team which I went along. So I just kind of tagged along that, what do you people do? Next day during the polling, they were doing an opinion poll, a standard kind of a format, which they used to do. The next day during polling, I was there and I found that the people were speaking to me much more freely because we were not a bunch of 3 or 4 people with filling up forms. Nowadays, you're not filling up forms. You're filling up, punching now data into mobile.
No, or an iPad kind device.
Or an iPad. The moment they see that, the people start getting worried.
Padmaja has a question. Yes.
Yes, I wanted to, actually point out, this is a very interesting heat map that you've shown. And this one seat in particular, this Canning Purb, which has seen the highest polling, it has 97.7. It comes in the Jayanagar seat. It's a reserved SC seat. You have a very high population of Dalits here and a very high population of Muslims. So there is a message here that both the TMC and the BJP have managed to mobilize and polarize their voters. And the perfect example of that is here in Canning Purb. Now also if you see this heat map, these 190 seats with 90 to 95%, large number of them are here in South 24 Parganas and many of them the citadel seats of the Trinamool Congress. So that's one half of the story. And conversely, the other seats which have the highest 95% voting is in the north of Bengal, which is your Darjeeling, Siliguri, Cooch Behar, which traditionally are very strong BJP seats. So you've got the largest amount of voting happening in the areas which are the strongest for the BJP and the strongest for the Trinamool.
That's an important
high voter turnout can be explained by how both parties have mobilized and got their voters.
The point I want to impress upon the voters and the viewers watching at this time is that we're not seeing Veer Sang, we are normal election. I just call up that visualization which makes the point that since 1951, there have been a handful of elections. We could find 6 where the voting percentage was more than 90, largely in states like Nagaland, Tripura, not in a big state like West Bengal, never before, which basically means we're seeing history unfold before our eyes. We're confused about which way the history goes, but we're seeing history before our eyes.
Absolutely. Because if you look at West Bengal, the reason Mamata has won it, the crude way of putting it, is a mixture of religion and regionalism. She has a block of minority votes. Bengalis don't like outsiders, and she's capitalized on it. If you are going to trump her, which the BJP may well have, judging by some polls, you can only do it by another kind of religious mobilization. And perhaps they've done that. Certainly in Calcutta, all the Hindus you talk to are very vocal about appeasement or the traditional Muslim, anti-Muslim stuff. Maybe that's what's working here.
This is when pollsters are confused. Pandits doing panditry on different kinds of polls and finding reasons why each of those could be true based on what they'd like to be true. What I'd like to do at this juncture is call in the NDTV chai stop. So this is basically just a political adda. That's all we can do till the 4th of May. Because unlike Kerala and Assam, Jayamrik, which are pointing in one direction, in West Bengal and in Tamil Nadu, you are even confused about what the polls are saying because they are swinging in so many different ways.
Yeah, it's an examination for the cephalologists of the first past the post model, the Westminster model that we follow. It's a perfect university examination.
But there's another fact.
Which is?
The Bay of Bengal.
What about it?
Common to both Tamil Nadu and West Bengal.
Yeah, the Coromandel coast. The Coromandel coast.
So if you have
the Coromandel Express from Chennai to Kolkata.
It is the Bay of Bengal tsunami, which is
okay, Kolkata to Chennai.
But Bay of Bengal is usually not known for tsunamis, and thank God for that.
Thank God for that, but we are talking of metaphorically.
Okay, the metaphorical tsunami. But the real chai stop is here. This time they've got food from West Bengal. Can we bring the chai stop in, please? Can it roll in? I want Vijay to come in and take a look at what we have. It's always good to have India's top food critic, ace political analyst, try and make sense of the food that's coming. This I'm told Veer is from Chittaranjan Park. So yesterday was Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Veera loves his food. Veera, you want to join us? Veera, like I've already had some of this. Okay, so yes, come this way.
For everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
I think everybody should join you.
Come. So, do you want to tell us what this is? Can I have a mic? Please? Oh, yeah. So I see jhalmuri. I think by the time this election is done, I'll be done with jhalmuri for a long time. Wherever we are going, the moment anyone's discussing anything, there's jhalmuri. What else? I see some mishti doi and some sandesh as well.
Oh, we'll go to the chai shop. Forget about all this.
What shops?
So where are you guys from and what do you have for us?
We have mishti doi,
mochar chop, okay?
You're hungry, I'm hungry.
Fish fingers.
Shondesh, gured shondesh, jhalmuri, cha.
Nice. Veer, what will it be?
Probably the chalmuri.
You're being cautious, I see.
Yeah, no, I actually like jhalmuri, but not as much as most people, because jhalmuri, I'm from Bombay. Jhalmuri is basically bhelpuri made by somebody who doesn't know how to make chutney.
Ouch! Ouch! Why would you say that? That could hurt a lot of sentiments.
Yeah. I think I've offended everybody in Calcutta already, so it doesn't matter.
Is it true that jhalmuri has mustard oil inside?
Yeah, that's the point. That makes the difference.
The classic taste is the mustard oil. The other stuff is merely for texture. If you don't make it with good mustard oil, it doesn't work.
Madam, banao, sab baat kar rahe hain. Let's see you work your magic.
What is this? Mochad chop?
No, but Kanchan Da yesterday, I must tell our viewers, was refusing to eat the sandesh. Maybe you want to try some of the mishti doi. No, he's saying very sweet. No, he's saying forget the sweet. Till the time the BJP wins, I'm touching nothing sweet. He said I could jinx it. So till
happen if the BJP doesn't win?
So if you swear off sweets forever.
No, then he'll eat other stuff. He'll have the fish fingers and the
BJP
other
doesn't
stuff.
win, he'll remain healthy.
What is a mochar chop? Is it a fish cutlet? What is mochar?
No, the next one is the fish. So if you just look towards the camera. Shankar, what will it be for you?
I'm going to have mishti doi.
Mishti doi.
This is the banana flour. The mishti doi was really good. This is the cover. This is the cover.
Now that Jay sort of endorsed it.
It's not very sweet.
No, also, Veera, we'll be confused for the 4th of May which way to go, because a small thela and you got like 5 states.
Yeah.
She's missing the medu vada today.
You just serve everything, we'll eat everything. We'll mix it all in one plate and go ahead.
The outside part.
During the elections, jhalmuri and fish became a key part of the campaign in different ways.
And political narration.
Who do you think won the food wars?
They're both vegetarians.
Outreach of, jhalmuri outreach of...
But it's not sufficiently dark.
How does...
But a lot of people are saying...
But you know, jhalmuri is a bohiragoto.
No. But you know, we are...
Was that?
It's not from Bengal. It's not indigenous to Bengal.
Don't start with...
Yeah, no, that's what Veer is saying. I thought you'd be offended.
Modi also mentioned the other dish, the papri bhaj.
No. You know how it began.
You cannot say this. This Danish people, they brought this, no? Those who are waiting.
No, Veer, is it true that Kolkata street food is better? How does Kolkata street food, in your view, compare with street food elsewhere?
Well, I think Calcutta street food is actually very good. I also think that the greatest dish in Calcutta and in much of Bengal, which is so universally adored that nobody even uses it for politics, is biryani. Biryani.
But that's not Bengali.
Well, nothing is Bengali. You think the kati roll is Bengali? It's not Bengali. You think a puchka is Bengali? Nothing on the streets is Bengali. It's usually people from the cow belt, often impoverished Biharis who come and make this on the street, and Bengalis enjoy it.
Even Rasgulla, there's a war between Odisha and Bengal.
But there I think Bengal's in the right.
In favor of West Bengal.
No, both have their own separate geographical indication.
They have their own. There's some Rasgulla which is very peculiar.
One is called Odia Rasgulla. One is Bengali Rasgulla. They are like CPI and CPM.
There should be a what is the BJP then? Rasmalai, a pinch of saffron there. Oh, bundi ka laddu. Motichur ka laddu.
Which is CPI, which is CPI?
Another dispute will start.
But this mahua became a key campaign point. The fish fingers, where which you're having on the chai stop. Padmaja, the camera's behind you. The fish fingers. The fact that the BJP would not let you eat the fish, that was the charge at the Trinamool level. Do you think the Prime Minister was able to counter that completely with the jhalmuri, the whole jhalmuri reel?
To some extent, yes, but that's because it was Prime Minister and he was having jhalmuri, so the focus was on him for a little while. But then things went back to the fish, because every press conference for the BJP in Calcutta or elsewhere around, people are asking questions about whether will you serve fish when it is, if you win, are you going to eat fish?
Who was asking? I'm very curious to know.
The reporter.
No, which reporter? I mean, that reporter has to be genuinely dumb to ask this question.
No, it's a very entertaining reply. It's a very entertaining issue. So the television channels will run it.
Can I ask you a question? It's jhalmuri versus fish. You're a bong. If I asked you to give up one for the rest of your life,
Almuri, of course.
my point exactly.
Can you put on this? She's happy to give up on the jhalmuri, but not the fish. Do you think?
In Tripura, I am just giving a very quick, small anecdote. In Tripura election, before Tripura election, the RSS and BJP leaders, they served fish in all the conferences in Tripura, and that was the first, I think, convocation of RSS. Fish was served, and they said that we don't have any taboo. Mohan Bhagwat said that in his family also they were fish eaters.
Atal Bihari Vajpayee was a big connoisseur of
Even
fish.
Advani ji, this is a very wrong perception that they adapted vegetarianism, but Advani ji's son and daughter, they are non-vegetarians.
You know how things differ state to state.
It's silly actually.
In 52, the Jansang had its
I told
executive
Rahul
there.
that it's silly, but Rahul said that it may be silly, but it has become election issue. True. You cannot ignore.
How things differ, perceptions differ state to state. So in the course of this entire narrative or counter narrative that the BJP was doing by, eating fish, all their leaders were posting pictures of fish, etc. So one leader who had come to Kolkata, he did like this little thing and he was eating fish. And then suddenly that video was picked up by the RJD in Bihar. And they said when during Navratri, Tejasvi Yadav posed with a fish that he had eaten, you went after him during the Bihar elections. Now this leader is eating fish on a Tuesday. And how are you going to be okay with this when during Savan or during Navratri you're not okay?
Let Kanchan Gupta respond to this. Kanchan Gupta, respond to Padmaja's point that like on Navratri, Ram Navami, the fact that in other states BJP has made it a point that why are these people eating non-veg? In Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, fish markets.
It has not been. It's just that
No. So during the Bihar elections, what happened? I'll just give you the context.
That you don't put it on display, which I think is perfectly okay.
No, but here also, one BJP leader, he was eating fish and there was a video that was posted of it and it happened to be a Tuesday. I think it may have slipped his
Who made
mind.
it into an issue? The TMC was the first to issue a
RJD
statement.
made it into an issue in Bihar.
No. TMC was the first to make an issue of it. E ma Mongolbar mach khaচ্ছে. I follow Bengal quite closely. So they have a problem if you don't eat fish. If you are eating fish, they look at the day and they say that
No,
you
Kanchan, the RJD had a problem because you went after Tejasvi. No, Tejasvi was eating it during Savan. And you said, oh, he is, posing with the son of Malla. And, both of you are eating fish. And it happens to be the month of Savan. But on a Tuesday, your leaders are eating. So RJD is like, well, what a sauce for the goose is sauce on Tuesday.
Kanchana saying that do you want Howrah to become Haridwar? Because, Haridwar, you have those specific days where non-veg is not sold. So they said, do you want Howrah to become Haridwar? It's not sold at all. So that's what they said.
You take beef, for instance, in Kerala became the similar talking point in terms of beef as well in Kerala. I think this is more about the insider-outsider that we are seeing in 3 states which are going to vote. Kerala, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal.
Has the BJP been able to address this concern that Veera raises adequately, you think, in the eyes of the Bengali voter?
Never an issue for the voters. Every family in Bengal today has people working out of the state, somewhere earning a living, because there are no jobs in Bengal. And that person knows that there is no pabandi on fish and meat and eggs if the BJP is in power. So how does it become an issue?
No, Kanchan.
See, listen, I will tell you something now that the elections are over. What Mamata Banerjee was saying without being explicit is that the BJP will put restrictions on beef.
Yeah.
That was her intended messenge.
No, Kanchan, I'll ask you this question.
So the
and the larger question
is on beef.
No. Hang on.
Should we head back?
I'll ask you. Trump talking about Springfield, people eating
Cats.
It's emotive.
No. Hang on. Let's not talk just about the dish, right? I'm not talking of the fish or the beef. I'm talking of a deeper narrative here. And the deeper narrative, whether it is in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal, 3 non-Hindi speaking states, is that the BJP is an outsider. It will change the way we live our lives here. Now that's the core narrative. Forget the beef, forget the fish. Has the BJP, and what is it that's stopping? And I'll just ask you this question.
What is the way of life in Bengal?
No, hang on. I'll just ask you.
What is my counter question to that what is the way of life in Bengal?
We don't mind what is happening in Bengal.
No, the culture of Bengal or that of Tamil Nadu or of West Kerala does not align with the vision of the BJP as what is culture and what is not.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
core
like
narrative.
Hindi imposition.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
treat as food imposition.
And I'll also ask you this quick question. Is it also the inability to, let's say, have a leader like Yediyurappa in Karnataka, who's seen as a homegrown face, in, let's say, a Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, obviously you have one now, but is the core ideological base which grows with a regional local leader, one who has always been with the BJP from the start?
No, it happens, and it will happen over a period of time. Now, when you say way of life or lifestyle, today if that poll is correct of TVK being sort of sweeping the polls with the help of young voters, the young voter today in Tamil Nadu does not identify himself as a mundu wearing, totally steeped in Tamil
But he has
Dravidian
also
culture.
not really moved away from the Dravidian pantheon, right?
Because probably
He has
gone
Periyar
out
on
of
his
Tamil Nadu to study in Karnataka or somewhere
she's
else.
TMC hasn't moved out of the Dravidian
Titles that he has are all.
Annamalai finds himself more difficult to find traction in Tamil Nadu, whereas a Vijay can, is the question. And does the BJP then have a barrier which is still not been able to break? What is it that the barrier is?
There are other related issues. And I don't think it's essentially about not being Tamil enough. Annamalai is very much a Tamil. So there are other related issues which really...
Okay, let's head back to because this chai stop is so fascinating. The conversation, Veer, is always most heated next to the hot chai.
National identity versus a regional identity.
Regional identity thing.
Veer was focusing on the Jalmu.
That's what I'm saying.
Not enough.
That's where the...
In Delhi, they never do it.
It's the way you want it.
Veer thinks there isn't enough mustard oil.
Pretty good.
Producers, please take note for the 4th of May. It needs to be more authentic.
We need mustard oil, basically.
No, but this guy is from CR Park. He better have done a good job. I don't know why he hasn't done a good enough job. He's failed Veer's
They
steps.
Delhiized the unfortunately.
Add one thing.
Yes.
That, generally speaking, sure, I mean, there is an ongoing debate, but a very logical counter that a lot of people would have to that is that Goa is eating everything. It has a BJP government. Assam, right next door. Himanta Biswa Sarma came and said, boss, you come and eat whatever you want. You eat it in my house. Come, there's a challenge. Eat whatever you want. Assam, there is no prohibition on any kind of...
Arunachal.
Arunachal, Tripura, all all these places. Maharashtra. Are you telling me-
Veera ऐसे ही चाबी कर रहा है. No, but where have they changed?
Hang on.
Modi,
Konkan is entire
I'll tell you what the
it's
debate
targeting
is.
Modi
Madhavan,
and
Madhavan.
Shah as Gujarati vegetarian.
But they are not the only
That's
BJP.
not the core of
It's
the
okay
argument.
to
The
be
core of the
vegetarian.
argument is regional
It's okay to be
identity, which
vegetarian.
is used by a regional party to project a sense of identity, just as the BJP uses national identity as it's equal to that. Look at the corollary. India is equal to BJP and nationalism. That's largely the core. Similarly, DMK equals to Tamil pride, and we are against
USP.
Delhi. Now the problem is that wherever there is a regional party, regional parties have realized that identity politics is the only way they
regional
can survive.
identity what you think hai?
That's the core
Let me
point.
tell you, West Bengal is the only state in the country which has 110 varieties of saag. So Bengalis eat anything which looks green and grows. They will go and grab it and eat it.
But how are
Okay, on that happy
how are
note,
you
let's head
concluding
back.
that this is not the case in Tamil
No
Nadu?
one's leaving the chai stop. The chai stop is so
Protest
delicious.
against all this beef.
That's why he's
very
voting.
green
In
today.
which you like the green.
This is a great conversation.
He's so
Very.
charged up that no one's leaving the chai stop, but hopefully we can. And Veera, don't miss Veera. He's going back at it again and again and again.
I'm not going for the kapi. I'm going for the chai.
Waste it.
That's because that's what there is. Maybe in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu we'll get some authentic.
No, it was out of our request that said, please don't bring only kapi, bring chai as well, that they brought chai today.
So it's sugar, I like
Everybody has his own request. Everyone has his own poll. Everyone has his own request. What's at stake in national politics? Veer Sanghvi, when you look at these 5 states, and as we now wait for counting day, the 4th of May, What, according to you, is at stake from a national political perspective?
I think BJP versus the rest. If you look at Tamil Nadu, the BJP made, I think, the wrong alliance, if these polls are correct. If you look at Kerala, there is a minor impact, but not the huge one that all of them were talking about. The big one, therefore, is going to be Bengal. If they can polish off Mamata, then I think the BJP is going to look unstoppable, and that's the national plan.
So we looked at the today's Chanakya data for West Bengal. I want to show you what today's Chanakya, because their polls have come out today. Let's also take a look at what today's Chanakya's data is saying for the other states. In Assam, they're actually projecting a bigger victory for the BJP than the other polls were saying. So a bigger victory in favor of the BJP in Assam. So all polls largely indicating a BJP victory. Either you can say a 100+ victory like today's Chanakya is saying, or a less than that, but everyone suggesting that the BJP will win in Assam. And in Kerala, they're saying it's a tighter fight. So there are outliers in both cases, but tighter fight in Kerala and a bigger BJP victory. So here is Vijay Bajaj and today's Chanakya. Let's show our viewers what their poll is saying. I'll start with Assam. So this is Kerala. Okay, so Kerala. Today's Chanakya is saying it's a tighter fight than some of the other pollsters are saying. So he's saying 69 for UDF versus 64 for the LDF. +9, -9 means they're in a range where it's a really exciting and tight fight. Anybody could essentially win. They're saying the BJP could be at 7. This is the Keralam today's Chanakya poll. 69 lead for the UDF, but a lesser lead than the other pollsters are predicting. In Assam, Vijay Bajaj and today's Chanakya are saying that actually you've got a situation where Himanta could get up to 100+. There are a total of 126, 100+ for the BJP. Congress could be down to as much as 23. This is today's Chanakya's prediction for Assam. In Tamil Nadu, and remember that poll which was put out by Axis My India, which projected that the TVK would win and could be the #1 party. He's saying that the TVK could be the #2 party. That by itself is a big thing. 63 for the TVK, up or -11. The DMK likely to come #1 according to today's Chanakya at 125, the ADMK at 45. Veera, so two polls saying the TVK doing very well. In Axis My India saying they'll win. Today's Chanakya saying they'll come second.
So directionally, both the polls are right. I mean, in the same direction, right? But the intensity of Pradeep Gupta's assessment is much, much more than the intensity here. And when you see the vote shares, you'll realize the difference. Here, the vote share projection is 30% vote for TVK and 39% for DMK plus. Whereas in Pradeep Gupta's poll, it's a 35-35 dead heat. But remember, Rahul, the big takeaway is that DMK plus, and I'm talking 20-party alliance here, more than 20-party alliance, at 125 means the large possibility of the DMK itself being below the halfway mark. So I think directionally, the fact that the DMK is below the halfway mark, that the TVK is the #2 party, and that the AIDMK has gone to the #3 position is directionally same between Pradeep Gupta and this.
Vasudha, you've been speaking to people in the TVK. What are they making of these numbers? Because even today's Chanakya has them at 633. That would be a phenomenal start for a debutant party.
Well, TVK believes that this time the election has gone beyond demography, caste and community. They feel that, it's entirely because of gender and the youngsters. And they believe anyone who's who's below the age of 45 has voted for Vijay. So, they're not even considering these constructs. They do believe one thing, that they believe that the Axis My India could have underestimated AIDMK a little bit, because even the TVK believes that the PMK could have done a little better. But in this survey, this result, exit polls also probably shows that 30% vote share is very good for a debutant, and I think TVK should be very...
I went back in history with the NDTV Data5 team and looked at the only similar instance. This is N.T. Ramarao in his first election riding that Vijay Ratnam, sweeping to power, and the Congress at that time crashing. I'll show you the election preceding the NTR election and the election that followed. So here it is on your screen now. The Congress in 1978 won 175 seats in United Andhra Pradesh. The JNP had 60. Come 1983, the Telugu Desam swept to power. The Congress crashed from 175 to 60. The TDP won 201. Even in the election that happened in 1985, the TDP held on. The Congress fell further from 60 to 50. This gem rig is the only other instance where we can come up with data which shows a debutante party led by a superstar storming to power in their first election, Jemrik.
Within a year of the formation.
Yes.
The TDP is formed in 1982. And within a year of the formation, in 83, they come up with almost a 2/3 majority. This is perhaps the only instance. He also retained his charisma. A decade later, 1994 elections also, the TDP completely thrashed the Congress in Andhra.
There's also one other commonality in this.
Quick
is
point.
both are based on a welfare model. NT Ramarao, 2 rupees rice, and this guy's whole manifesto.
Yeah.
No, I think one
2
important
rupees
point.
rice and even women. NT Ramarao started women police stations.
Jai,
Not only that, one important point is being
there are two differences here between Vijay and NTR. First is the point that Jai made. Just going behind that, 1982, NTR is ushered in to make his party, form his party, because there is an enormous anti-Congress sentiment and there is a Kamma consolidation against the Congress that happens in Andhra Pradesh. So NTR was just a symptom of what was a deeper issue. So NTR becomes the consequence and the face for anti-Congressism to consolidate in Andhra Pradesh, and he wins that election in 83. The difference with Vijay is, Vijay has come into an era where 2 regional parties are dominating the space in Tamil Nadu, whereas NTR came as just the alternate pole to the Congress.
I think I want to make 2 important points here. One is that we forgot that NTR also had this Telugu Pride platform built around Rajiv Gandhi's behavior at the Hyderabad airport with the Anjaya. So he invoked a major regional feeling. He consolidated it with the Chaitanya Ratham, which was the original Rath with his own playing Krishna and all that. Everything fell together like the sun, moon and the stars lined up. In Vijay's case, the same thing is happening through a generation model rather than the cultural model, because the ADMK is imploding. Now it has got, although Edapadi Palaniswamy is leading one of the main groups, you have the Sashikala factor, the Dinakaran factor, and then there is a sense of chaos that the young people of Tamil Nadu are seeing, because the PMK is also split between father and son. Now you look at the data, I'll throw some data at you. 43% is the women's worker participation rate in Tamil Nadu. The higher education enrollment levels is 40%. Both are 10 percentage points above national average. So there is an aspirational psychology of a new generation. In fact, I was joking about the fact that probably I think Vijay modeled for Pepsi. There is this whole choice of the new generation kind of a thing that Vijay has subliminally communicated with the Tamil youth. And the data that Jayamrug and Pradeep Gupta pointed out, 21% of the voters are below the certain age of 40. There is also a very important gender angle in which Vijay is seen as much more equality prone than a patriarchal, patronizing figure.
Vasudha wants to make a point.
TVK's own assessment, Rahul, is that he has already done an MGR, but he's, they're waiting to see if he has done an NTR. So I was speaking to them yesterday, and they're very clear by 3 p.m. on polling day, he had done an MGR. That's their own assessment. It could be wrong, but that's what they also know the distinctions between
and what they mean by that is that he is good enough to form a government if he had a strong ally like the Congress that MGR did. Is he capable of doing an NTR which is to come on his own is really the question that's there. And also beyond all that data, and I think we've discussed this bit of youth vote and women vote, I think there is a regional difference in Tamil Nadu. Ultimately, we will discuss that regional difference when the final votes come.
Urban versus non.
Urban, yes. Yeah, I think that's what's going to be a key factor.
But it's only an exit poll. But if you were to take Pradeep Gupta's poll at face value and ascribe the reasons behind this, I would see that Vijay is seen as an X-factor alternative in a chaotic alternative.
It also shows fatigue with the 2 existing Dravidian.
Exactly, that's what, and plus the chaos of the breakdown of ADMK as well as PMK. The youngsters say, what's this? They're all fighting over. Let me choose someone new, give him a chance.
Let me place one aspect here. Andhra Pradesh has as many regions as Tamil Nadu. That did not stop NTR from sweeping.
Sure.
So if the sweep has to happen, if this man or young guy has the mind space of X, it's unbelievable. The entire campaign in Tamil Nadu was about this guy, and even though the 2 large parties pretended as if he didn't exist, never mentioned him. and then whatever he's doing. And he has cultivated a kind of image through his movies and through his dialogues. And one of the films he says that only when you get hit that you get the urge
Give us
to
the
win.
dialogue in Tamil. You can't do this. Come on, Shankar.
Either way,
Shankar. Wait. Shankar, give it a shot.
Queuing a performance.
No.
During the performance.
Action.
I have to read, otherwise this.
No, it's a homework for the 4th of May.
No, he's got it. He's seen them all.
I was going to save it up for the 4th of May. He's making it. He's leaking
If
it.
you have a dialogue, please go for it.
No, I have to.
I'll have to come back to it. But another thing that I wanted to say, that NTR thing, that he built his campaign against the hegemony of the center. And this is something that we should not miss, and this is the fact that both the Dravidian parties are struggling with. If the AIDMK does badly, it will be because it carried the wrong alliance.
And also, Veer, the fact that both the DMK and the ADMK spent so much of the campaign just pretending that there was no TVK. That why meet him, why have chai with him, it doesn't matter, he's inconsequential.
Yeah, but I also think one important difference in Tamil Nadu from NTR and all of those was NTR in some ways was like Mamata. He was taking regional pride against a national party. In this case, it's all South Indian parties fighting each other. Part of the reason is, as you correctly said, and everyone has said, it's the youth factor. Part of the reason is fatigue with those parties. And part of the reason is the collapse of the ADMK. I mean,
Will it hold, Veera? Will the ADMK hold or will it just splinter?
No, I think as a third force, if it has 40 seats, it may reduce itself to being a caste party in Western Tamil Nadu. But I think the two leaves symbol, Rahul, is an extremely emotional symbol in Tamil Nadu. And the loyalty to two leaves is extraordinary. I just want to say one thing, that most people in Tamil Nadu are asking me this one question, which I think Vasudha also posed. They are saying that if there is a sweep for Vijay, he will be at 180. Or he will be at 40-50 at this one, and their only conclusion is either way, all your exit polls are wrong.
Rahul, I
okay,
I think
got the dialogue.
Okay, dialogue time. We end with the dialogue.
I'll give you one.
Okay, now we're warming up.
I know most of Vijay's dialogues.
So 1996.
Your turn too.
This is a 1996 movie, Manavan. So he says that Oruvati Totandan Tokar the Valiterium. Valichadan Jaikra Verivaro. It's only if you lose once that you feel the hurt of losing, and that gives you the
not bad.
which is that urge, the havas to win.
Good, interesting.
I've got one from Tirumalai where he says, Varka or
Do it properly, don't just read it out.
He's doing it.
No, it's difficult because
He's doing a good job.
I'm not that much, unlike Rajnikant, I had to do some homework for Vijay.
Yes.
Signs of aging. It says life is a, let me put it in English.
No, Tamil.
Oh, Varka or Vattanda inga Jaikaravan Topan, Tokaravan Jaipan. It means life is a circle. Sometimes the winner loses and sometimes the loser wins. So there is this whole underdog sentiment that you can do it. That is part of Vijay's thing. Except that, unlike the MGR and Karunanidhi movie, Vijay's ideology is not explicitly political, but it shows a certain can-do spirit, which is part of this whole Gen Z thing. I think Veera was mentioning Nepal yesterday as a parallel.
Yeah, no, in the sense that people ask me this question when I say why Vijay, when we kept asking, hey, what is this big deal? How can Vijay change the old arithmetic overnight? People keep asking me the same question in Tamil Nadu, sir. Yes, sir, Nepal. I mean, it hasn't happened in Sri Lanka. It didn't happen in Nepal. Why can it not happen in Tamil Nadu within a democratic framework? We want to be within the democratic framework and we'll do it.
So I'm out of time just on this show. We have a lot more for you coming up in the build-up to Result Day, the 4th of May. We've looked at the data. We've been to the chai store. We've eaten and had as much chai as we possibly could. And hopefully the political ladda was fun as well. My colleagues will keep the bandwagon going. When we return on the other side of a very quick break, you're watching Battleground. Our coverage here on NDTV continues on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us.
Brought to you by Skoda. Let's explore.
Bhaskar, our first order. Help us build the chutney business from label to website.
No matter what your day throws at you, stay in the spa state of mind with the coolest spa at home.
Ankit Singh started a gym. For this, last year he took an interest-free loan of 5 lakh rupees under CM Yuva scheme.
मैंने मुख्यमंत्री युवा रोजगार योजना के तहत मैंने 5 लाख का स्टार्टअप लिया है, लोन लिया है। उसी स्टार्टअप के थ्रू मैंने ये जिम डाला।
Rajkishore Kesharwani's shop was not doing well. Then he took a loan under the CM Yuva scheme and strengthened his business.
सरकार ये स्कीम दे रही है वो तो हम जैसे युवाओं के लिए सबसे बढ़िया ऑफर एक प्रकार से।
Around 1.5 lakh youth in Uttar Pradesh, like Ankit and Rajkishore, have benefited from this scheme so far.
CM युवा स्कीम के माध्यम से गारंटी मुक्त युवाओं को स्वतः रोजगार के साथ अपना कारोबार आगे बढ़ाने के लिए प्रारंभ किया है।
Under the leadership of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, this initiative is not only making youth self-reliant, but is also building a strong foundation toward making Uttar Pradesh an employment-generating state.
Crompton, shaping a bold new language of design. Chiseled to perfection. Seamless. Flawless. Introducing Crompton Fluido BLDC fans with fine-tuning of speed. Sculpted, not made.
17 years of experience, largest database of elite profiles, or 100% confidentiality. Elite Matrimony, India's most successful matchmaking service for the elite.
साथी हाथ बढ़ाना साथी रे, जिंदल साथी सील साथी रे, हर solid इसकी feel है, जिंदल साथी सील है, दोस्त की stainless steel है, quality में दम है साथी रे, business करेगा grow साथी रे, timeless इसका look है साथी रे, और जिंदल साथी सील साथी रे।
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
Thanks very much for joining us here on NDTV. Election season, numbers and number crunching. You hear it best right here on the OG of elections. The latest exit poll from today's Chanakya. And we are going to keep the focus squarely on West Bengal because this, like I said, is the one state that perhaps even people in Kerala and Tamil Nadu are talking more about than what is happening in their own elections. So let's get you started now. And then we'll come to our panel of guests, analysts, number crunchers, and of course my colleague Vasudha Venugopal, who is going to help us really make sense of the bigger picture as well. The today's Chanakya West Bengal election results, or the projection rather, they're showing TMC at 100 seats, subject to a correction of plus minus 11. So it could go as high as 111 or it could go even lower to 89, but nowhere close to the majority mark. And BJP is being shown at a brute majority of 192, but still less than what Mamata Banerjee managed to get in 2021. She was at 215. BJP though, from 3 to 77 and now to 192 according to today's Chanakya, subject to a correction of plus minus 11. But it's the vote share really, which is the really interesting story of these numbers. Because according to today's Chanakya, the BJP now comes with a 48% vote share, and it could go as high as 51% or go to 45%. And the TMC is at 38%. What this essentially means is that the situation of the BJP and the TMC are exactly reversed. 38 is what the BJP was at in 2021, and the TMC was at 48%. It's also important that though others have been shown at 14% vote share, they aren't really converting it into seats. So one could presume that the likes of the Congress, which really did try and put up a fight this time around, the ISF, the AIMIM was contesting, the CPM, they managed to dent the TMC in some seats, but they did not get any seats at all. Now let's tell you what the poll of polls for West Bengal, because some people have said that it's going to be close. Some have predicted a very comfortable majority, and at least 2 polls have shown the numbers in favor of the Trinamool Congress. Let's also show you today's Chanakya caste-wise vote share, and this in itself will be a story we will dwell on in detail. Muslims very comfortably behind the Trinamool Congress, 71%. SC, 67% with the BJP. 22% only with the TMC, tribals 53% with the BJP, 40% with the TMC, and OBCs are at 61 with the BJP and 27. Now this is important because, mind you, Dalits in West Bengal form almost 1/4 of the electorate. They are at 23%. So when this huge chunk of 23% voters, 67% are with one party, there are belts of about, I think, 50 seats where the BJP would be very comfortable if this number does come true. Poll of polls, a final look at the poll of polls, and then we will do a more intricate breakdown. I will also get to you in just a few minutes from now the Matriz data deep dive, where they are looking at the issues, they are looking at the caste breakup, they're looking at the regions. All of that will be analyzed by Jemrug. But the poll of polls, here is that number. TMC is at 195 according to Janmat. They've given the BJP 80. Congress has also been given some space with 1 to 3 seats and left just about at 1. JVC's poll keeps it very neck and neck. He's given 131 to 152, quite a large margin, a margin of 21 in fact, a margin of 21. TMC has been given 131 to 152, which means they could get a majority. BJP again could get a majority because you have a large margin of 21 here, 138 to 159, very neck and neck. Matriz and PMark, Matriz is also giving it neck and neck to TMC and BJP, and similarly PMark is giving 118 to 138 to the TMC and a comfortable majority to the BJP. So you've got 2 polls which are showing the TMC and BJP quite close. People's Pulse, on the other hand, is showing a clear majority for the TMC, but all others here are showing. Poll Diary and Praja Poll are giving a clean majority to the BJP. So 2 polls, Praja Poll and the latest numbers that we have got today, are giving a clear majority somewhere close to 200 to the BJP. First word I want from you, Vasudha. What do you make of these numbers?
Padmaja, when I spoke to the BJP guys, they said that sentiment is, much stronger in their favor this time. The administrative constructs and conditionalities that existed last time is not there because SIR has happened.
Why are they more confident this time?
They are confident for 4 reasons.
2021.
4 reasons. One is the BJP's welfare they think has worked with people. Second is, of course, the SIR exercise, the deletions that have happened. Third is the 7th Pay Commission. And fourth is the general anti-incumbency against people. But let me tell you, because last time all the exit polls got it wrong. And in my head also, I think that there is a certain sense of incivility when it comes to Mamata Banerjee, because there is an entrenched system that TMC has when it comes to West Bengal, and that cannot be defeated by the BJP. It's a huge challenge for the party, and they can go up to say 120, but crossing that simple majority is a challenge for them.
And this argument is what I want to bring Kanchan Gupta and Jayantuda both in on, but I think Madhavan Narayan wants to make a point. Yes.
I just was keen to know what were your questions.
Okay, I thought you suddenly had a Bengali dialogue as well.
There is something I was discussing with Mahua. We should come to that later.
We will definitely come to that. But, this argument, which one hears very frequently, Jayantuda, that the TMC has a strong cadre. They have good booth level management. The BJP isn't quite there. They will get to 120, like Vasudha said, but can they get to 148? Do they have the cadre and the booth management for that?
A very quick point, and then Jayantu can add on to it. 2011, when TMC won, it didn't have the kind of extensive political bureaucracy it has today. So to say that unless you have that kind of a cadre deployment, you cannot win an election is not true. In Tripura, when the BJP dethroned the CPM, I mean, no cadre mobilization can be stronger than the CPM, and we know, we are from Bengal, we know how strong that can be. And yet the CPM got thrown out of Tripura, and it has never been able to rise again. So this whole argument is fallacious, because when people have decided that we want change, so whether you have your own cadre manning booths, whether you don't have,
Sir, if
you noticed yesterday, or the 29th voting in Falta, which is the guard of Trinumur in Diamond Harbour, voters came out and said they have pasted tape on the machine. We will stop the voting unless.
That is correct. So it is also being suggested that this is an election that is being fought by the voter. The BJP happens to gain because there is a movement of sorts against Mamata Banerjee. But again, I come to the question.
But generally, that is the case with all sweeps, Padmaja. 1977, this Janta Party.
Jan Andolan.
Janta Party Khichdi had a slogan. अब अंधेरे में एक प्रकाश जय प्रकाश that is all, and then Haldar Kisan whatever. They didn't have organized.
In Bengal now?
Huh?
Who is Jai Prakash in Bengal now? Do you have any Jai Prakash?
Yeah, so let me flesh out that question. People spoke of the Nirbhaya agitation in Delhi, because of which Sheila Dikshit went out of power. People speak of 2011, but there was a Shingur Nandigram before.
Yeah.
What is that moment? What is that?
Congressism was
in West Bengal is what I want to know. What has led to this Andolan?
I will give you one inflection point, which and I'm not being facetious. When 27,000 teachers lose their jobs in a state like Bengal, where every Bengali, irrespective of caste, creed, color, whatever, religion, values education and the whole idea of schools, colleges, to see 27,000 teachers lose their jobs because the chief minister took cut money from them.
But even then, is there that level of discontent where you would say, Singhasan khali karo, janta aati hai?
You don't understand. See, if you are looking at Bengaliness, either you agree to the idea that there is something called Bengaliness, or you reject it wholesale.
But what does it have to do with Bengaliness?
Yeah, of course, as I explained to you, in Bengal, a teacher is a big thing.
But people are not on the streets in the manner they were, say, after the Delhi gang rape.
Let's talk about RG card.
When you say people were not out on the streets.
All right, so you're saying
for days on ends, people were out on the streets over the teachers' issue.
Okay, so this is sum of parts where you've got an RG card, you have got a Partha Chatterjee scam, you've got a teacher's...
After the arrest of Partha Chatterjee, one election took place. What Bengalis did?
Lok Sabha.
You have forgotten the Bengali election. After that education scam, Bengalis are... I am not getting any opportunity to speak actually. Bengalis are very bad consumer. If I buy one Bata shoe, I keep it for 30 years. I will go to the repair shop. It's not a throwaway society. Alvin Toffler's book, Future Shock. This is their lights. They throw away, they go to Khan Market, buy a new shoe. So we will criticize Mamta. I am not saying for myself. It's an average Bengalis. But she is daughter of Bengal. Give more time. And we will throw it out. Who are you from Delhi? You will dictate us.
May I ask two questions on your behalf,
Yes,
Padma?
please.
Because these two people are
I
very
want to come
important
back to your question.
One is...
But I am just giving you a narrative.
No,
that is also should
I
be
accept.
discussed.
I like that.
Otherwise, it will be a monolithic.
I like the
discussion.
banter.
Yes. No, let's explore this further. Let's explore this further.
Let's get granular.
Is Mamta Banerjee the
An
Bata
election
shoe
is
of this
over,
election,
so
where
you
people
can
are
talk freely
angry,
now.
but they will
No,
take it to the closest
nobody
mochi
will
and
say
say, sir,
that choti
isko jhaad pooch ke wapas de do.
or something in troll.
Does the Bata shoe have a hole called RG car, or is the Ghuspetia issue? See, I'm asking as an outsider because you people are traveled.
RG car and Sandesh Khali.
Infiltrator
took place.
Yeah, infiltrator, RG car.
I am not supporting RG car.
No,
But I am talking about...
To take the analogy further, does this Bata shoe not just have a little frayed edge as the sole come off this Bata shoe?
Padmaja.
That it's beyond repair.
And that time, whether it has come or not, according to one exit poll, it has come.
Yeah.
So it will be throwaway.
What
We will connect with the mainstream. We will not. Bengal chauvinism is over.
What do you think? Has
No,
this
no,
poll
I
come
want-
up or not?
no, I think-
Fevikwik से चिपक जाएगा. Fevikwik से चिपकेगा नहीं चिपकेगा?
मुझे लगता है, देखिए, ये मेरा पर्सनल ओपिनियन है. I am subject to correction. That there is a very what I can say, that there is a possibility to go to the repair shop.
Okay, so there is a nostalgia.
Let me get a bit specific.
Please, Sangvi, please.
There is a caveat.
See, Mike, I accept your analogy of the Bata shoe. But what you're basically saying in a different way is that Bengalis vote as Bengalis and they stick with their own. Even when they were allegedly voting for the CPM, they were voting for Jyoti Basu, a regional party. So my question is, are you sure this time when they've gone to the booth, they voted as Bengalis and not as Hindus? Because if they have voted as Hindus, if there is Hindu consolidation, then Mamta is in trouble.
And before you answer that, let me show you some very important visuals, and we will see this happening until the 4th of May. TMC cadre led by Kunal Ghosh and Shashi Panja are sitting on dharna outside a strong room where the EVMs have been kept. Now, basically, both sides have decided that we are going to guard these strong rooms like our life depended on it. The Election Commission, by the way, and I think this is also a very important piece of breaking news, they have actually restricted access to these strong rooms. A QR code has been given to ensure that only those authorized by the Election Commission. What were the complaints in 2021? That not only did rigging, chapa happen at the level of polling, but subsequently when counting was happening, a lot of, correct me if I'm wrong, that when counting was happening, a lot of ghalmail, as you say it in Bengal, a lot of ghalmail also happened at that point. So, Shashi Panja, Kunal Ghosh sitting there. Golmaal. I think Kunal Ghosh speaking. Let's listen in.
আমরা আমাদের পার্টিকে আমরা ডিটেইলটা জানাবো আমাদের ক্ষোভটা যে ন্যায্য সেটা ওরা এগ্রি করেছেন যে ট্রান্সপারেন্সির অভাব নিয়ে যে সব শুরু হচ্ছিল সেগুলো বন্ধ করার একটা চাপ দেওয়া হয়েছে
चिल्ला रहे आप मना क्यों नहीं करते आप ये चिल्लाने का जगह है
আমরা যা দেখেছি সেটা আমরা আমাদের পার্টিকে জানাবো
नहीं जो खामियत थी उन सब विषय को लेके डीओ नॉर्थ आके समझा दिए और हम लोग भी कुछ सुझाव दिए हैं जिससे कि ये परिस्थिति ना खड़े हो यही बात है डिटेल्स हम लोग अपने पार्टी को बताएंगे आप जानते हैं कि अंदर में कुछ काम हो रहा था हमारे कैमरा में शैम्पूपुर हम लोग जो कैमरा व्यू करते उसमें एक एक्टिविटी आ रही थी तब पता चला वो पोस्टल बैलेट का ये सब ट्रांसपेरेंसी रहना चाहिए यही बात है और इसलिए सब पार्टियों को बुलाया गया और ये आके चिल्ला रहे हैं यहाँ पे
Okay, so Shashi Panja sitting there on Dharna, Kunal Ghosh, plenty of others from the Trinamool Congress. Tanushka is right there at the scene of all the action. Tanushka, how long do they plan to be there and what are their demands?
And that's why we wanted to know. Right, at this point what we've understood as per sources as well is that allegedly there was segregation of postal ballots that was happening here, which is what Kunal Panja, TMC leader, and TMC minister Shashi Panja came to take note of, because they said that they were just sent this over email and they were not sent, given official information about this sort of postal ballot segregation that is happening. And they also said that how is it that the strong room was being opened in this manner after hours?
Okay, I'll have to pause you for a second. I think Saurabh Gupta is speaking to Shashi Panja right now.
That is what we are looking at.
Thank you so much.
Look at the cameras.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking to NDTV. That's of course Shashi Panja from the Shanapur constituency, and also she is someone who is of course a candidate, but not only a candidate, she's been a minister in the Trinamool government as well, and she of course here is complaining about the lack of transparency over segregation of postal ballots that was going on allegedly here at this at this place. So that's what's happened here, and that's why this melee and this chaos at the strong room here. You can see, of course, there's a scuffle here, almost some aggression here. So I'll just cut. I'll give you. Okay, there are you can see the situation getting quite aggressive here at this place. With people of two parties, BJP and and there's someone here. So some aggression here. The police also now taking steps here, and aggression taking place here at this place.
यहाँ पर TMC unnecessary झमेला कर रहा है, TMC unnecessary झमेला पैदा कर रहा है।
So lots of chaos here. बहुत हंगामा हो रहा है. कुणाल घोष जो लोग हैं.
All right, let's try and cut across to Tanushka for just a second, and then we'll try and make sense of what is happening. Tanushka, over to you. I think you have Shashi Panja speaking to you right now.
Yeah, I have TMC Minister Shashi Panja with me. Ma'am, if you could walk us through what exactly happened, what triggered your coming here?
There are certain cameras which are placed beyond the strong room, which are within visual access of representatives of the political parties whose, the ballots, since the ballots are inside the strong room and you have access to it. So in that camera, one of the cameras, we noticed an unusual movement.
Right.
And we saw people inside. So that is why we came here, and we wanted to see and wanted to speak about it. Now there are people inside, and there is some work with the postal ballots which is happening. But this should have been more convincing, it should have been more transparent, and all political parties should have been given more information. So the DO North also came, and she understood our queries. More CCTV will be placed, and these issues were discussed. Further, we will raise it to our political party.
Suspicious other than this, all right. So that was TMC Minister Shashi Panja speaking to NDTV exclusively right after this happened right here at the Netaji Indoor Stadium.
Now that the Chief Minister herself is headed to Netaji Bose Indoor Stadium, the Chief Minister herself is headed your way. This is not going to get over in a hurry.
Precisely, yes. At this point, this is, definitely boiling up here with respect to the elections over and counting ahead now. Political stakes are at an all-time high, and the TMC is right now alleging that postal ballot segregation is being tampered with. That is the allegation that right now TMC Minister Shashi Panja has also made, asking that why is it that these strong rooms were suddenly opened up in the lack of anyone's presence. She said that until 4 p.m. everyone was present here. Why Why did this not happen at that time round?
All right, Saurabh also there with us, and then I want to bring in our guests over here. Very interesting strategy being adopted by the Chief Minister herself, by the entire party, saying that there is a case being made for rigging, that alterations are being done to the postal ballots that are contained in the EVMs here. Let's cut across to Saurabh. What is the strategy now, Saurabh? Is this going to continue till the 4th of May?
There's chaos outside. Well, you can see there's still some chaos happening here. We'll try and figure out what's going on, but there's a lot of chaos outside with, some BJP supporters and some Trinamool, supporters as well. Kunal Ghosh, who's also a candidate here, and then there are others. So a little bit of a scuffle outside the counting center here. These are live visuals that we are bringing to you here. But the scuffle here, you can see this group here. I'll ask my camera person Sandesh to go in and zoom and show them what's happening here. This is exactly what's happening. As you can see here, two groups scuffling here, and this is of course seeing Sashi Paja here. Ma'am. Ma'am, what's happening actually?
Is this what we are going to see over the next 3 days now? Both parties saying you're trying to rig the election, you're trying to alter the results.
No, Padmaja, what I was thinking of while looking at this chaos is that why has this become a new trend? All the elections have come to an end yesterday. Why are we waiting for 5 days for the counting to happen? It is all EVMs. It should happen the next day. The next day. And there are people, just a minute, Kanchan, there are states, 5 other, if we include Puducherry, who have finished their polling 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Because some 77 seats have also asked for a repolling because there was a tape on their button and all of that. So that repolling has to happen.
No, Padmaja, every election sees repolling. Every election, some booths, some seats, even when it's a Lok Sabha election, across states,
cannot determine the course of the whole thing.
They are held later.
Might be one or two things have been avoided if this unnecessary delay wasn't there?
No, I don't think it's unnecessary delay. Look at the technicality of it. 29th was the last day of voting. 30th and 1st are for complaints to come in. And 2nd is the day for repolling. And 4th is the day of counting.
Repolling need not happen now, no?
No, but repolling has been sought.
Why?
Kanchanda has a point.
No, 1 second. Why repolling need not happen? 23 booths you stuck tape on the EVM.
That can be added on later.
Why later? Number one. Number two, I have a different take on what we are saying.
No, but is there a precedent for something like this where the counting takes place immediately after polling and then the repolling happens afterwards?
No, it has never happened.
ये पहले होता था, बहुत पहले जब पेपर बैलेट होता था.
पेपर बैलेट यही होता था.
But after the coming of EVM machines, what Kanchanda is saying is right. There's a schedule to accommodate repolling.
Systematic change, but it used to happen. So which means that as if you can't do that is there. Was never there.
Were in one constituency.
He is the more
No.
77.
No, so what has happened is, we'll just pull up that number, please. There are a total of 77 complaints that have been made across 4 different constituencies. Bajbaj, I think, has got about 4 to 5 complaints. Maximum have happened in Falta, which is where the maximum skirmishes also took place. People went at each other. So 4 different seats and total 77. And the Election Commission now has to order for a repolling. They have to take a
4 seats
decision
you
on that.
withhold.
4 seats, yes.
You withhold.
Yes, can come.
Now
Then you will be influencing elections in those 4 seats.
No,
Which anyway happens in
elections
Punjab.
have already happened.
5 elections they held like that.
No, but I have a different take on what we are seeing, and it's very important. Mamata Banerjee heading for Netaji Indoor Stadium, which is the main strong room. Correct me if I am wrong.
No. I'm also giving you small information. You are correct. They are said that why Mamata is going to Netaji.
Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Let me complete and then you can add on. I think she is building up a case that when she loses, she will come out and say that they fixed it, they rigged it, and this is how they did it. We got to know, that's why we went there, and this is the evidence we have. So she is building up a case to defend her defeat, number one. Number two, this is also to beat up temperature, the political temperature of Bengal. I suspect and I apprehend that on the 4th, if she loses, as she is widely believed to be losing, she will unleash the full might of her Gunda Bahini on to create such a scale of chaos and violence that will become the story.
But that can't happen. You've got what, 60 companies which are being kept back, or what, 40 companies of the CRPF which are being kept back?
70
companies.
But you have no idea her ability to get people to run riot on the streets. She has done it time and again, and she will be donning her...
What's Joyanto's reason?
Reminds me of UP in 1992.
What were you saying?
I got some information that why Mamta is going.
Yeah, please.
I am not giving any. I am not political astrologer. Neither.
It'll be nice.
I am not predicting whether she will be defeated or not. But this is going to say that attempts are being made by BJP and ECI officials to open ballot boxes without the presence of relevant party stakeholders. We want to know from them, from the EC, that why it happened. And since the very first day, we are saying that it's a EC has become BJP's B team, that. So this is the strategy, and what Kanchan is saying, that can be...
She is building up a narrative.
He is more futuristic political...
See, both parties are building up narratives. Both BJP and TMC are building
So we
up
agree
narratives.
this is largely a narrative, because just to be clear on the method, nobody can open the EVM before the day of counting.
As
that
they say
EVM
in
has been
Hindi,
sealed.
बोलने में क्या जाता है?
So that EVM has been sealed and it has been signed off on by the polling agents of all the parties who were present in that booth. So
that's why they're going with postal ballot. That's why they're going with postal ballot.
They've gone with postal ballot.
Sorry
to gets around that.
I'm sorry to sort of disappoint Kanchan that this doesn't happen only in Bengal. It happened in Maharashtra also, where Solapur, Baramati, everywhere people went around
I'm a good
chasing.
Bengali. I'm not bothered about Maharashtra. I'm bothered about Bengal.
No, and by the way, yesterday there were BJP cadre who followed a vehicle which was carrying the EVM because they apprehended that it could be stopped by people. So there are these fears on both sides.
This is far less in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It's for the viewers to guess why.
All right, so we'll give you that. Maybe now that Vijay is there with the TVK factor, who knows, it's going to get even more heated in Tamil Nadu.
We can wrap this up with a nice old saying from dialogue from to the बड़े-बड़े शहरों में छोटी-छोटी बातें होती रहती.
Wow. Let's just hope कि छोटी ही बात ये रहे and it doesn't get any bigger or any more heated or any, God forbid, violent at all, more than what we are seeing. But like I said, this time around, both parties are going to be keeping an eye like a hawk on these EVMs, the postal ballots, because there are fears on both sides. The BJP is also saying that we will ensure that in front of us, the last vote is counted. There should not be any effort to try and change or manipulate the results. And likewise for the TMC. So you've got the Chief Minister telling her cadre, leading from the front, going to that stadium and saying, I'm going to sit here. But I just wonder, are they going to sit here for the next 3 days? What's the strategy?
It's quite possible. With Mamata, she's done a 26th day. What are you saying?
They'll do relay dharna.
Relay dharna, passing the baton, passing the chadar that they are sleeping on.
I think you'll have to go back to Bengal.
I would love that. Honestly, I would love
from there.
Dharna is her natural habitat.
That is
very nicely.
But you had an anecdote you said you wanted to share.
Yeah, a small one, which I thought when these extreme results for West Bengal's being shown on the exit polls, it just came to my mind. Before I went off to Calcutta, I had gone over to Gurgaon, where all the domestic help from Bengal or all other people working in shops and etc. Yeah, so they had all gone off, or they were all preparing to go off to their villages to vote. So I happened to be in my cousin's place, where there were these 3 maids who were all packing off, and so I was there just as a guest, and they know me, so I just started chatting, and I said, why are you going? You're taking your entire families, so much expenditure. One of them didn't even get reservation on the train. Then I quietly asked, are any parties kind of sponsoring your tickets and all? They said, no. How are you saying that? We are all going because of SIR, our names are there. So we are going because if we feel that if we don't cast our vote this time.
Next time
maybe
we
in the next list we will be out. And not only that, our children who are in school right now, they are going to become voters in some years. If we are thrown out of the list, then they might not make it to
these
the
must be
list.
the really conscientious ones, but there are plenty whose tickets have been sent to them also by both parties, by the way. BJP
So there was
an off a train from Gujarat.
So election.
So
on that,
Great
on
to
that
see.
one more thing happened, for which another friends made as an eyewitness. So at Chanakya, when all these people, this train full of people who landed there, who were told that they need not pay, there was a ticket checker standing there, took 2,000 rupees each from all of them. And this maid was also confronted, who went from here to Chittaranjan Park, and her employers bought her a 4,000 rupee worth ticket. So she was confronted and she said, Ami Piddebona, I have a ticket, 4,000 bucks. And she called up her employer and narrated this incident. This was happening in Chanakya station.
Lovely sociology of every election, of all these mini stories.
I can get you.
Can you please? I will get that ticket collector. Identified.
Let me say, anecdotes are
This
not
has
data.
come out in papers.
No, but anecdotes are beautiful parts of this election, because that actually brings out what is happening. You know, we are just looking at all of this figure of how people from outside, migrants are coming, etc. But all these little stories, who is bringing them in? Where are these trains moving from? You know, does it automatically follow if the TMC is sending me a paid ticket? Does it automatically follow that I will vote for TMC?
I will not mention the name of the
Ticket checker.
No. I will not mention the name of the company which runs this chain of stores in the Gulf. But that company routinely charters flights to fly in expats from the Gulf to vote in Kerala.
Yeah.
I haven't said anything.
But I'd say, Padmaja, all this adds to the...
Did you cough?
I'll say all this adds to the huge number of voting that happened this time. You know, there's all these
100%.
people coming
Some of them driven by fear, some of them driven by loyalty, some of them
mostly by fear.
They just got a 2,000 rupee ticket sent to them.
Some of them by socialism, some of them by capitalism, and some of them by spiritualism.
Beautifully summed up. Better than any dialogue. But now let's come back to the numbers a little bit. We've shown you the poll of polls, but there is a important data set that now we want to get you. What Matrice has done, and Jay, if you could also come here, what Matrice has done is that in addition to the vote share and seat share, first we'll quickly show you their seat share, where they've shown the BJP comfortably just too short of the majority, 146 to 161, TMC at 125 to 140, which is just short of a majority, and others are actually being given quite generous numbers by Matrice at 6 to 10. Let's quickly go to the vote share and then we'll jump to the region-wise breakup as well. Can we pull up the vote share, please, for the Matrice West Bengal? In the vote share, they have shown BJP increasing its share to 42.5 and the TMC at 40.8. Others have been given 16 as opposed to the other polls which have shown about 14, 12, etc. Now, the third number that I want to show you is what they have said about North Bengal. If we show you the North Bengal area, that has a total of 54 seats. What is the breakup over there? This region includes Cooch Behar, Alipurduar, Jalpaiguri, Kalimpong, Darjeeling, Uttar Dinajpur, Dakshin Dinajpur and Malda. So you've got the TMC at 15 to 18, BJP 30 to 33, others 4 to 7. And the important caveat here is that this anyway was the area that the BJP was strong in. But that was limited to the areas of Cooch Behar, Jalpaiguri,
Alipurduar, Kalimpong, Darjeeling.
And Darjeeling.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Uttar Dinajpur, Dakshin Dinajpur and Malda, these were the areas of influence of the TMC. But this numbers goes to show that the BJP has made gains there as well.
Yeah, maybe there are some seats, as we said, Uttar and Dakshin Dinajpur. There are several seats where the Sir cutoff was more than the margin of victory, right? At least about dozen odd seats. So maybe some have benefited the BJP.
And an important statistic here, if Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay could comment on this, the fact that here you've got the others getting about 4 to 7 seats, and we are talking about Malda, Uttar Dakshin Dinajpur, and then of course that entire north area. If you have parties like the Congress, Humayun Kabir, he's fighting in Malda.
Yes.
If you have, or rather his party is fighting, he's fighting a Murshidabad seat. If you have Congress, left, and Humayun Kabir, Unnayan party, taking away 4 to 7 seats, does this figure then explain this figure? That they end up denting the Trinamool Congress and the natural gainer there is the BJP.
Well, according to this figure, definitely that is the reason as to why the TMC votes are so much down. But even in 2021, maybe Jay would be able to point it out that the BJP did relatively better than the TMC in this region.
This is a better performance.
Was this the same kind of a...
No, it was, the performance was a little less than this.
Little less.
Yeah. Now the BJP is actually gained.
Essentially, this matters is talking about a wave kind of an election. If
And even the small technical outcomes of Sir maybe are helping the BJP here.
So you've got, if you can get the first comments on this, you know, we've got the matrice breakup of the region, and if you see the numbers, Shankar Iyer, what it shows is that others have managed to cut into the vote share, or rather the seat share also, of the Trinamool Congress. And this is in the Muslim-dominated areas of Malda, Uttar Dinajpur, Dakshin Dinajpur, and the beneficiary is the Congress, perhaps because it's listed under others, but it is the place where the Trinamool Congress face the brunt of the others cutting into their votes.
You know, I'm deeply suspicious about an others figuring in the scorecard in such a tight, intense pressure cooker election. But having said that, who could the others be?
Congress.
So Congress is...
Congress, it has to be Congress.
No.
AIMIM,
no.
So
AIMIM has no traction.
No, Congress.
Correct?
Congress.
If I'm wrong,
Not even nuisance value.
But Padmaja...
People are way too smart. I mean, even the Jantaya Unnayan party, Humayun Kabir's party, I'll tell you a small story. So I went to the place where this man announced the building of the Babri Masjid.
Beldanga.
And without a yes, Beldanga, and without a doubt, that masjid has resonance among people. There is a huge mound of bricks, mound upon mound of bricks, which people have physically brought to the spot. It's almost like a car seva. They brought it in their cars, they brought it in their bikes, and people are coming there just as tourists. They are visiting it, like the place is being built. So I asked people there who were visiting that, आपको लगता है मस्जिद बननी चाहिए? जैसे बिल्कुल बननी चाहिए, मस्जिद क्यों नहीं बननी चाहिए? तो ऐसा तो हुमायूं कबीर को आप वोट देंगे? नहीं, उसको वोट क्यों देंगे? वैसे बट वो मस्जिद बनाता है, तो मस्जिद में वोट का क्या लेना देना है? मस्जिद तो बननी चाहिए, हमारे देश में अपने पैसे से बना रहे हैं, बट उसके लिए वोट क्यों देंगे हम उसको? वोट तो हम दीदी को देंगे. So this kind of tokenism, while his gesture may be like great, you know, you are doing this for us.
No wonder 1,000 crore was in the fake picture.
So,
yeah, and that damaged it further.
So
Yes.
the Congress number is also again the story that we heard in the afternoon about Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and what's his name, who held a press, Ghulam Ahmad Mir, who said that we are losing, we have no base and all. Now that doesn't align with this scorecard.
So Ghulam Ahmad Mir, I don't know why he said that. I think more because he's a national leader, not so much a Bengal leader. But the Congress is really giving it a fight. And at least 2 candidates, you would agree, Mausam Noor and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary himself, Behrampur and Maltipur.
Yeah.
Both in
Yeah,
the...
four actually.
One Malda, one Murshidabad.
Four
seats. Which are the other 2 seats?
No, Mausam, Adhir Ranjan and 2 other seats in the same, around...
in Malda, Murshidabad.
So assuming that this happens, does that disturb the equation either ways? So if the sweep is not in favor of the BJP, it will have to be in favor of the TMC.
Right. Our part.
So you're saying this has to be completely polarized?
Polarized, yeah.
I'm adding one point while supporting this thesis, that Abhishek Banerjee, in a public meeting, for the first time, he said in this election time, that everybody cannot be voter of TMC. But if you want to vote, not TMC, vote for non-TMC, non-BJP party like Congress or others, but don't vote for BJP. So this is the utterance I heard first time from TMC important leader.
So he said vote for the Congress but don't vote
for BJP. So no vote to BJP campaign actually done by TMC also. Why? That means there is a possibility of BJP's sudden upsurge.
But I have to say there's a little bit of mixed messaging there.
Gautam Dev of the CPM is believed to have said, and that's what I was told in Calcutta.
Agiram Porebam.
He is believed to have said in Calcutta that if you don't want to, if you don't want to vote for the CPM, don't vote CPM.
Vote BJP.
Vote BJP.
Okay.
That is the Age Ram Pore Bam theory.
No, this time.
No,
so
this was in any case played out in 2021.
So this whole thing of
the old
It's a perception of who they consider a lesser evil. For the CPM, the BJP is the lesser evil. For the TMC,
that is a communist
the Congress is the lesser
but there is
evil.
also a greater
enemy. But having said that, I want to quickly say that there's a bit of a mixed messaging, because then the Chief Minister herself, when she was asked about Asaduddin Owaisi, she didn't take the name, but from at least one rally I heard her say that donkey has come. I think she was in Murshidabad and she said a donkey has come here asking for your votes. Don't waste your vote on donkeys. So it's not as if everyone is, it's not like they're exhorting people to say, if you don't want to vote for me, vote for Mr. Owaisi or vote for the Congress. I think there's a bit of a mixed messaging happening there. We've spoken of North Bengal. Now let's take a look at the South Bengal area and what are the areas which this includes. The rest of that middle belt, Murshidabad, Nadia, North 24 Parganas, South 24 Parganas, Kolkata, Howrah, Hooghly, Purb Midnipur, Paschim Midnipur and Jhargram. And it is here where the real Khela has already happened. If these numbers, again the qualifier, are to be believed. Khela Hobe, 80 to 90 in this area is a place, by the way, where I think they had 18 in the second phase, but we have included a few regions of the first phase. So I think put together about you have 170 seats included, and half and half.
Now what's happening here is, if we track the total number of seats, where between 2021 and 2024, the margins of the BJP as a runner-up shrunk. Okay, the BJP is second to the Trinamool, but the margins are shrinking. There are about 71 such seats. Okay? 57 are in this zone.
In this zone?
Yeah.
Your Murshidabad, Nadia, North 24 Parganas.
So I keep, this
Give me an example of what you think are seats in this area they could have flipped.
You can take seats like Kagdweep, Raidighi. You can also take seats like in Purva Bardhaman, Upasthali.
Okay. Why? What is the reason?
See, in many of these places, like Purva Bardhaman was a former CPM stronghold. It's taken the BJP ages to replace that socio-political structure and put its own structure in place, where it now says we have enough workers to mobilize people on the ground.
Okay, so they were receptive to the BJP's ideology. They just didn't have enough boots on the ground to get the voters over. So Purva Bardhaman, you think, has been flipped by the...
So in fact, I'll mention those districts also. Purva Bardhaman, Howrah, Hooghly.
Howrah, you're saying the BJP is going to flip?
Not flip completely, but they are certainly going to narrow margins.
Howrah last time they were zero, right?
Zero.
They were zero.
Okay. Right? So they are going to narrow the margins.
How many seats in Howrah do you think they are going to be able to flip? A couple of seats there, by the way, in Howrah had been lost by just a margin of 5,000 to 6,000 votes.
Absolutely. So I would say I have 2 on 6.
Okay. 2 on 6 in Howrah. Okay. So
that's the sort of trend, even in South.
Just to give our viewers a little bit of background, when you talk about places like Howrah, it's got a mixed population. Bengali speaking, but a large number of Hindi speaking people as well. The non-Bengali speaking Bengalis. You've got workers, you've got people from Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh. It's actually known as a mini India because you've got people from all over who come and work there, because you've got the big Howrah station, you've got loaders, workers, factories. That's as far as Howrah is concerned. South 24 Parganas, everyone knows, large Muslim population.
It's a Trinamool stronghold.
It's a Trinamool and it's an Abhishek Banerjee stronghold.
Abhishek Banerjee.
Not 24 Parganas.
So this is where again you may expect some flips in favor of BJP.
Correct. North 24 and Nadia, both of them have a mixed population, and you have got people from the Matua community in both of these places. So these are the areas that gains can be made.
Even the labor strongholds of migrant workers from Bihar, from Arjun Singh, his son is, and his Barakpur and Naupada, and the others. Bhatpada, where his father's son
usually is with Arjun Singh. This time he has given it to his son Pavan Singh, and he is gone to Noapada in the neighboring. So what about Purba Midnipur? Any changes that can happen there?
Purba Midnipur, not so many.
Why?
I believe this is still an area where the TMC has a massive rural penetration.
Okay.
So I'm not expecting big changes in Purba.
All right. So this is as far as South Bengal is concerned, and I think the real story, if it changes on the 4th of May, will be changed in this area. The place where the BJP was behind, now they have managed to inch up to the TMC's number, 88 to 98 and 80 to 90.
Hey, I want to mention, even in Kolkata North, seats like Kashipur, Maniktala, the BJP could be putting a fight.
Shampukur and Jorasanko.
Which already they led in.
Exactly. In 2024, they were already leading that. Kanchan Gupta, would you agree? The numbers of Matris are showing that in South Bengal, in places like Kolkata, Howrah, Hooghly, South 24 Parganas, North 24 Parganas, Murshidabad, Nadia, TMC and BJP are neck and neck. If they have given 88 to 98 to the TMC, they are giving 80 to 90 seats to the BJP as well.
But you are adding Murshidabad and all to
They
it.
have added. They have added to
Murshidabad is not South Bengal.
Correct. But for the purpose of this survey, they have added it to South Bengal.
But South Bengal was never an easy ride for, it was never meant to be an easy ride for BJP. Again, I say that when the counter consolidation crosses a certain threshold, so if the 70-30 thing which we talk about, so if the counter consolidation crosses a certain threshold, then the numbers start following. Look, I mean, again, I will repeat something which I have been saying from this studio. In this election, whether you were a CPM card-carrying CPM Hindu, whether you were a Congress Hindu, whether you were a TMC Hindu, across the Hindus community of West Bengal, there is this sense, great sense that our space is being squeezed. We are fighting with our backs to the wall, and that this extraordinary communalization by the Chief Minister of politics, of policy, of program and of projects, that has now sort of recoiled. You can't have a government which allocates more money for something like madrasa education and about a quarter of that for technical education. You don't expect people to not to be alarmed.
So I mean, then if you're saying
the Hindu in Bengal today feels under siege. And there is good reason why the Hindu feels under siege. It is also, there has been a fallout of whatever has happened in Bangladesh that has had an impact on the Bengal voters' psyche.
Even in Kolkata?
Even in Kolkata.
Then that pretty much follows what you were saying, that if a voter, irrespective of you have riled up everyone
without any empirical data. You cannot make such sweeping.
It's a narrative. It's not empirical.
Can tell us about.
Okay, we will ask Kanchan Gupta on what basis he is making this claim, and you can come up with some empirical data in his assessment. Maybe he has some anecdotal or some anecdotal evidence or some data point. But please, Sangvi, can I please? Because I think it was he who had earlier said that it is important to understand whether that voter is voting as a woman or a Hindu, whether a voter is voting as a tribal or a Hindu.
Or a Bengali or a Hindu.
Or Bengali or a Hindu.
Yeah. I don't think anybody can dispute what Kanchan is saying to the extent that in Calcutta...
No, but it is being disputed by a lot of people at this stage.
I think they're wrong. In Calcutta, in large sections of the Bengali middle class, there is a siege mentality. There is a sense, not that they feel they'll become extinct or whatever, that this government is favoring Muslims to the exclusion of everybody else. Now, whether that's enough for them to vote against them and for the BJP, we don't know yet. But to deny that this feeling exists is ridiculous.
No, there's no doubt.
The same areas which are lowest polling.
Sorry, what?
The Calcutta
South, Kolkata South.
Those are the lowest polling areas.
You have seen 85 to 86.
The skew is less than 10%.
Skew of what?
The polling percentage is less than 10%.
Between Kolkata North and Kolkata South?
No, Kolkata North and the rest average of the state.
Okay. So you're saying it is not that bad as it is being made out to be.
But I want.
Yes.
So this Amader question I want to address. This Amader question came up in Maharashtra also, where the same Hindu-aligned party and its allies actually increased the wages of all the madrasa teachers. That didn't stop anybody voting back the BJP or the Shiv Sena or Eknath Shinde's party back into power. So how do you align this?
But did they cut back on technical education?
Of course they cut back.
No, tell me the numbers. Give me the numbers.
I will give you the numbers. I will give you the numbers.
So you can't do.
They ran down a skill program and did
open the West Bengal budget.
How can you say everyone is so
I have a
polarized?
question to
Kanchan.
You predict 70% of Hindu. How much? What percentage BJP will get in this time?
70% of Hindu meaning?
I mean the 30% if Muslim. I mean the
total population of Bengal.
Total population. I'm saying approximately.
Out of 70%.
Out of 70%.
How many will
Hindu,
BJP get?
No, not like that. You have to say the Hindu universe of 100.
If Mamata doesn't get it,
how much comes to BJP?
Mamata will not get any Hindu vote this time.
No, nobody is saying that she won't get any Hindu.
No, because she is giving all money to madrasa, technical. So
you can reduce, like a good Bengali, you can reduce an argument to absurdities. But we are not doing that.
Okay, let me simplify this further. Out of 10 Hindu voters in a booth, how many will BJP get?
If there are 10 Hindu voters,
yes.
I would hazard anything between 6 to 7.
All right. So you're saying 70% of the 70% Hindu vote is going to go to the BJP.
Then you're in.
Yeah.
Let me give a quick update to our viewers, and then I will give you the last region, which is the RAR region. Mamata Banerjee is expected any time now at the Netaji Stadium. Already her ministers, her spokespersons, her leaders are there. Her cadre is there. The security, you can see the preparation has been done. I think this is going to be a long drawn situation. This is not going to be a couple of hours. In all likelihood, we could see Mamata Banerjee. We've seen pictures like that earlier. You know, a chatai on the floor, with her in her white sari and her chappal sitting there saying that I will not let the people's mandate be tampered with. The CM is soon going to be at that strong room, and the final graphic, if we can pull that up as well, is the RAR region, which includes Purulia, Bankura, Purva Bardhaman, Paschim Bardhaman and Birbhum. The tribal areas, and again in these two areas you've got TMC and BJP neck and neck. TMC has got 26 to 32 seats according to the projection by Matrice, and the BJP gets 25 to 30. If we look at all of these region projections, what this poll seems to suggest is that across the board, Madhava Narayanan, BJP has been accepted. It could be a tribal area, it could be a rural area, urban area, Kolkata, Muslim dominated, but even there in the Hindu pockets, one assumes the BJP is shown to be.
Let's be very clear. Amit Shah's famous Panna Pramukh strategy has been well and truly implemented in Bengal. You know, I was joking with Shankar that, you know, it's like BJP at the narrative level, BJP works like an air force. But it doesn't mean they don't have an infantry marching on the ground. And right now, it is the alternative party to TMC. There's no doubt about that.
But it's counter to what is being said. Everyone keeps saying BJP doesn't have booth level workers as many as the CPM.
Yeah, if you compare it with TMC, it's a different story.
Okay.
But please understand that BJP has never been in power in Bengal.
Can I just qualify that a bit? What he was saying that about Panna Pramukh thing. When you keep on saying no booth level worker, this time what has happened is that only the person allowed by or approved by the RO had access to enter the booth. So you did not have anybody and everybody entering the booth or jamming the booth. 100 meters around the booth, the local police, what Mamata Banerjee says, Amader police, my police, was not allowed to enter the booths. you did not see TMC candidates with hordes of supporters swarming into booths or jamming the booths. So the EC structured it in a manner that what was supposed to be Mamata Banerjee's advantage, that she had muscle men all over the place, would help her out. It didn't quite happen that way.
All right. I really have to take a break at this point because I think the Chief Minister is expected any time now. We have to be back on air by that time. Thank you very much, gentlemen and viewers, for having joined us. We will continue with our exit poll coverage on the other side of a very quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
Bhaskar, our first order. Help us build a chutney business from label to website.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
No matter what your day throws at you, stay in the spa state of mind with the Kohler Spa at home.
अब आ गया न्यू योनो, जो देगा फिंगरप्रिंट या फिर फेस आईडी से लॉगिन करने का पावर। न्यू योनो देगा पावर टू एवरी इंडियन। ब्रॉट टू यू बाय SBI, द बैंकर टू एवरी इंडियन।
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
ओ सजनी तेरी तीखी अखियां, सजनी रूठ के ना जा, सजनी के चलने से चलती हवाएं, सजनी।
New General in symmetric design with powerful long reach airflow. General, the extreme machine.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
This is a skid. I want this. Actually, I want rain. What is going on? It's the bloody tires. They're too precise.
Seat tires, built for grip. AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
The 28-kilometer-long green corridor being developed along the banks of the Gomti River is a milestone in the development of the capital of Uttar Pradesh.
1618 करोड़ रुपए की लागत के इस पूरे प्रोजेक्ट को अपने हाथ में लेकर के लखनऊ की कनेक्टिविटी को बेहतर बनाने का काम किया है।
Out of the 4 phases of the green corridor, 2 have already been completed and the 3rd phase has begun. Due to the green corridor, not only is the traffic system becoming smoother, but the distance between old and new Lucknow is also being reduced.
ये लखनऊ के भविष्य के विस्तार के साथ-साथ विकास का भी एक प्रतीक बन रहा है, जो हमने उत्तर प्रदेश को 2029-30 में $1 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी बनाने का लक्ष्य रखा है।
The green corridor, which provides relief from traffic congestion, is a priceless gift for Lucknow. Special horticulture and beautification works are being carried out along its sides, which will enhance the greenery of the city.
साथी हाथ बढ़ाना साथी रे, जिंदल साथी सील साथी रे, हर टोली डिस्की फील है, जिंदल साथी सील है, दोस्त की स्टेनलेस स्टील है, क्वालिटी में दम है साथी रे, बिजनेस
साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
Ankit Singh started a gym. For this, last year he took an interest-free loan of 5 lakh rupees under CM Yuva scheme.
मैंने मुख्यमंत्री युवा रोजगार योजना के तहत मैंने 5 लाख का स्टार्टअप लिया है, लोन लिया है। उसी स्टार्टअप के थ्रू मैंने ये जिम डाला।
Rajkishore Kesharwani's shop was not doing well. Then he took a loan under the CM Yuva scheme and strengthened his business.
सरकार ये स्कीम दे रही है, वो तो हम जैसे युवाओं के लिए सबसे बढ़िया ऑफर है एक प्रकार से।
Around 1.5 lakh youth in Uttar Pradesh, like Ankit and Rajkishore, have benefited from this scheme so far.
CM युवा स्कीम के माध्यम से गारंटी मुक्त युवाओं को स्वतः रोजगार के साथ अपना कारोबार आगे बढ़ाने के लिए प्रारंभ किया है।
Under the leadership of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, this initiative is not only making youth self-reliant, but is also building a strong foundation toward making Uttar Pradesh an employment-generating state.
Lovely party, sir.
No matter what your day throws at you, stay in the spa state of mind with the Kohler Spa at home.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies over 200 years.
Good evening and a very warm welcome. You're on India Matters at 9 p.m. with me, Shiv Arur. We're about to launch into a show on the exit polls, specifically on what they've said in Tamil Nadu and the big blockbuster over the Vijay poll projections. But there is breaking news coming in from Bengal right now in the strong room where the electronic voting machines in this assembly election in Bengal are currently contained and being securely stored. And as you can see, 2 senior leaders of the Trinamool Congress are there. The ruling Trinamool is upping the temperatures against the Election Commission. And we are told that adding to this drama now, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is likely to be there in a short while from now. It's going to take over prime time. A sitting Chief Minister, not someone who is a stranger to street fights. She's going to be there with her Trinamool leaders protesting outside the strong room where the EVMs of the Bengal election are currently stored. It's the big developing story right now, and I assure you NDTV's reporters are on the ground. We've already got our camera trained on Shashi Panja and others who are outside that strong room. There is security being beefed up, as you can see in these new pictures that have just come in from Kolkata outside the strong room. So we're keeping an eye on that. More Trinamool cadres have collected there, obviously right ahead of the Chief Minister who will be arriving there in person. Now, all kinds of interpretations are being made of what this may actually signal, but we will get into that in just a bit. Let's go straight to the headlines at 9. Mamata Banerjee has rejected the exit poll predictions. She says the exit polls have been running by the BJP and that it's all rigged. It's a big showdown over EVM tampering. Mamata's mantris protest like you just saw in those pictures. She joins them very shortly. Stand by for that. A day after the big exit poll on NDTV, Axis My India aborts the release of its hugely anticipated post-poll projections for West Bengal, claims there is an environment of fear and adds 70 to 80% of people were not ready to talk. Meanwhile, another popular pollster, today's Chanakya, predicts a DMK and allies to retain Tamil Nadu by a narrow edge. Axis My India gives a clear edge to Vijay's TVK. Will it be a second term for Stalin, or will the TVK be the disruptor-in-chief in the southern state? And Adani Enterprises Limited reports financial results for the fourth quarter of 2026. Revenue jumps 20.3%. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization remain steady at 16,464 crore rupees. I have a full report at the end of tonight's show. And we are staying with the dramatic scenes that we've just seen coming in from Kolkata, where Mamata Banerjee is all set to join her colleagues, including sitting Minister Shashi Panja and other senior leaders, outside the strong room, which is where the electronic voting machines in the Bengal election are currently stored. Remember, counting day is the 4th of May, and ahead of that, this evening, a day after the exit polls, a day when more exit polls have dropped, there's been a huge amount of intrigue and suspense over what those exit polls really mean. And just 3 hours after Mamata Banerjee has categorically rejected the exit polls, labeling them the work of the BJP, the Trinamool has upped the ante and begun a protest outside the strong room where the electronic voting machines are currently stored before counting days. Saurabh Gupta joins me live from the ground. Saurabh, Mamata Banerjee likely to arrive there, we are told. Shashi Panja and others already on the ground in protest for the last couple of hours. When is the Chief Minister arriving there?
Well, we're being given to understand that she's going to arrive shortly. The is here. The BJP is also, some BJP leaders are also here. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is expected here, and of course, she will arrive any time, is what we are being told, that she will come here. There is already a bandobast in place. You can see, of course, the security bandobast that's there usually for the Chief Minister is already here. In fact, I'll just ask my camera person to show you these pictures. And of course, we have Taposh Rai also, who's from the BJP here. But these are, of course, the security arrangements that are usually in place for, the Chief Minister. And this is my camera person, Sandesh, who's, of course, giving you these pictures. But a short while ago, there was a lot of chaos, a lot of shouting at each other between supporters of the BJP and the Trinamool Congress over some alleged activity that was happening in the strong room. Apparently, according to the Trinamool Congress and Kunal Ghosh and Shashi Panja said it on camera. And of course, you can see the Taposh Rai, the BJP leader, coming here, and Trinamool leaders. Taposh da. So Jai Shri Ram versus this is of course the BJP leader Taposh Rai. He was earlier in the Trinamool. He quit the BJP and went. But you can see this massive chaos with Trinamool supporters shouting slogans at each other. Again, this melee outside the counting center here with both Trinamool and BJP supporters, shouting slogans at each other, and they scuffle as they head into the strong room that side. That's the first. These are live pictures. These are scenes unfolding right outside the counting center, right here at, and of course you can see these pictures right outside the counting center. The BJP leader arrives. Mamata Banerjee is also expected here. A lot of security in place, and of course chaos. Quite unusual for a counting center or a strong room, I beg your pardon, where the EVMs and the postal ballots are stored, to see such chaos and such sloganeering. But this is a Bengal election that's being fought on very high rhetoric. It's a very, very hard-fought, charged election atmosphere, and that's what's unfolding right here. In fact, I'll ask my camera person to stay on the pictures right outside the strong room as the Trinamool leaders are shouting slogans from this side, and of course the BJP leaders the BJP supporters are shouting slogans from this side. So obviously a very chaotic scene unfolding here, and of course, so you can see, of course, both slogans, from the Trinamool and the BJP supporters and all shouting at each other basically, but very chaotic scenes right here as Mamata Banerjee is expected any time now. We can see that security arrangement here, but again, chaos unfolding now. Shashi Paja, who used to be in Mamata Banerjee's cabinet, and of course Kunal Ghosh, who's contesting from Beleghata, and Shashi Paja is contesting from Shampukur. Both of them here sitting, awaiting the Chief Minister's arrival. We are being given to understand that the Chief Minister has left, and of course very chaotic scenes unfolding here right at the Khudiram Anushilon Kendro, which is in the precincts of the...
Saurabh, see if you can get anywhere close to Minister Shashi Panja. Let's see if we can have a chat with her, if you can do that safely through that crowd.
Right, absolutely.
If you can, and if you can give her your earpiece, we'll have a chat with Minister Shashi Panja.
Just two questions. What happened actually, and if you could just narrate for our viewers what happened, and this is quite a chaotic scene outside a strong room.